how's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing great. Hope everyone has had a fantastic Thursday. And yeah, it's quite interesting on Arsenal front after yesterday, after Tuesday's very questionable performance in a way against Donetsk Shakhtar. Obviously Calafiori's injury and stuff like that. There are some more updates regarding Arsenal. There are some transfer links. There are some potential positive news in terms of Liverpool game against Liverpool on Sunday, which is actually great. That involves Bukayo Saka, that involves Timber. There's some controversy, let's be real, about Odegaard and what Norwegian manager has said, the national team manager has said. And yeah, there's quite some interesting stuff to discuss today, so of course, if you're new around here, don't forget to smash thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, all that good stuff. And to be honest, I don't want to drag this too long, and I think we're gonna get straight into it. And big up Nathan in the chat. He asked a question: Duran or Šeško as project striker? Obviously, I said this is a big debate because obviously one is scoring somewhat goals again at RB Leipzig. One is Premier League proven and playing for Aston Villa. And Duran has Prem experience, which is a big plus, obviously. For me, one of the biggest questions here is the fact exactly. Reports are saying that Villa will ask around 90 million. They just bought him pretty much. They bought him recently for about 40 million, something like that. Wait, let's have a quick look-see-loo. For me, that's one of the biggest things they're gonna ask for. Big chunk of money, of course, for him. So yeah. He has scored 8 goals in 4 Premier League appearances, 2 goals in 3 Champions League appearances. They bought him for 30. Wait. Aston Villa bought him for 20 million. 2 years ago. He basically recently joined, but he's starting to slowly ball out for them, which is a big thing. The question for me is though, is John Duran actually that good and that promising since he's only 20, or he would be a hit and miss that project type of striker we're talking about here? Mostly because Unai Emery was coach at Arsenal as well. We all know that very well, and the fact is that Unai Emery knows how to make attackers look good. He knows how to coach attackers properly, hence why Aubameyang won Golden Boot. Lacazette together with Aubameyang were balling up front. Even for Villarreal and Sevilla, wherever they were playing, attackers were looking insanely well. And for me, the biggest question is he actually that good, or is Emery and his tactics making him look good? Because he needs to coach him. Obviously, Emery also at Arsenal in the last weeks at Arsenal was coaching, months to be honest, coaching Martinelli to become a striker, and we haven't seen anything ever since. But for me, the thing is, Unai Emery knows he's a cup manager, but he knows how to coach strikers. He knows how to get the best out of strikers, how to play to their strengths, best of their abilities, and hence why they bag quite a bit of goals. So the big question is Duran actually that good? Or Unai Emery, with his tactics, with the situations, with his coaching, is making him look that good? That for me is also a big coin toss. There's no doubt that there is a player there. He's also scoring goals, quite important goals for them. If we look at Benjamin Šeško, who is only 1 year older, there's not that big of a difference. In Champions League, he has 3 goals in 3 games, so 1 more than Duran. In Bundesliga, in 7 games, he has 2 goals, 2 assists. Duran has 4 goals, so basically same result. The thing is though, either of these players would cost around, I would say, 60 plus million. I think Šeško would be the cheapest one of them too. But Šeško, the biggest issue is he's not Premier League proven. We don't know what he's all about because he tends to miss quite a bit of chances. He is not that clinical enough. Obviously, we can grow him, we can develop him and make him look good, but this is the big, again, I will come back to this point about Emery, that he makes strikers look good. And at the same time, with Mikel Arteta, we haven't seen him coach a striker. So we don't know whether he will be good with that or will he be bad with that. Will he make him look good as well? Can he coach him and get the best out of him? Because the last time we had 2 proper strikers in Aubameyang and Lacazette, one was playing left wing back, one was playing partially number 6 at times. So that is the big question for me. Duran and Šeško as Nathan is asking in the chat, who would be the best project striker? Based on Premier League experience, I would take John Duran. There's no shadow of a doubt in my mind about that. He's a baller, he can score goals. Yeah, but the counter argument is which one of these we could coach? Because Nketiah didn't improve under Mikel Arteta. And obviously RB Leipzig would ask around 60-70 million most likely. Duran would be about 80 to 90 million. So if it's 18 or to 90 million, we can actually talk the same price. It's Gyökeres in the same price range. The thing about Gyökeres though, there is something very uneasy going on in this situation, because their reports today started to come out that City have identified Sporting striker Victor Gyökeres as their preferred long-term replacement for Erling Haaland. Obviously, Haaland isn't old, let's be real. Erling Haaland, how old is he? Like 24, 23, 24, something like that. Yeah, Erling Haaland is 24, so he's hella young. But there are also rumors flying enormously around the fact that he might go to Barcelona, Laporta might try and get him and stuff like that. Obviously, Barcelona don't have the money at the moment, but you cannot say they're broke because they somehow managed to get the players. They cannot register them. That's the biggest issue for them. But even if they get him, then again, Man City already could get Victor Gyökeres. The thing is though, if he goes to the to City, if Gyökeres goes, he needs to be a starter. I think Gyökeres has shown that he is ready to be the main guy up front. Yes, he still misses certain chances. Sometimes it's quite frustrating because when Slovakia played against Sweden, I was watching some highlights and everything. Gyökeres missed about 4, I think, or 5 clear-cut chances to score. So he might not be sometimes as clinical as you would imagine. Obviously, Sweden also, international games aren't the best measuring stick for the player, because unless you're playing for top country, you're not playing with the best of players available. So I would say, if we talk about Sporting Lisbon, it's more of a measurement. Although, again, in the Portuguese league, the defenders maybe are not as mobile, not as physical, not as quick. So in Europe, he's doing actually quite well as well. Also, so the big question is, what's gonna happen if Arsenal go for a striker? I think we definitely need to sign a striker. But if we go for one, who should we go for? Because at the moment, Arsenal have been linked with about 4 or 5 strikers, and of all of those 4 or 5 strikers, arguably only one is an established striker who actually has shown that he can score on consistent basis, which is Victor Gyökeres. Rest of them more or less are just project strikers. Marmoush, obviously we just looked at John Duran, at Benjamin Šeško and players like that. All those are project strikers. Gyökeres is one that's more established one, the established one. So obviously it will all remains to be seen what they do and Arteta can do. But in January, I think we need to sign a striker. We need a backup still for Saka, for Odegaard. We need a lot, to be honest, if you think about this. But the fact that already some reports are starting to come out that Manchester City are kind of, sniffing around Victor Gyökeres, this already doesn't bode well. Because if Manchester City decide to go for him, they will get him. Let's be real. And it's not like they have to haggle over money. You either pay the money, which he has the release clauses, about £85 million, or, basically you don't get him. That's about it. Yeah, see what happens when you move slow in the market. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That is the thing. Whole summer we were hoping we sign a striker. The Napoli links with Osimhen. Of course, Gyökeres links. Who else was there? There was another one. Šeško. Now, again, in January transfer window, there's a possibility we will be talking about Daily Vlahovic once again. Daily Dusan. Because we have been linked with Dusan Vlahovic once again, a guy who left us on red on WhatsApp a few seasons ago. He wanted to join Juventus. But at the moment, as Juventus are not doing that well, let's be real, they just lost to Stuttgart in Champions League, by the way, at home, mind you. And Arsenal are actually now a quite lucrative offer for many teams. What's Serie A saying? Juventus are currently sitting 3rd in the table, only 3 points behind the first place. Obviously, that's not bad. But at the same time, it's nothing great as well. So the big question is, what's going to happen there? Because if City are starting to get keen on Gyökeres, it's very bad for every single other team, to be honest, in Europe. Because if they want him, they're going to get him. I think that also depends if Erling Haaland leaves. That is also a big big point we have to kind of take into account. Just I don't see where he could leave. Where actually Haaland could leave, because Real Madrid doesn't need him. Maybe Barcelona, but that's about it. Nobody else needs him. That's it. That is it. But if City actually sell or whatever, they need a second striker and they sign Gyökeres on top of Haaland. They have Haaland. It could be end of days pretty much for the whole Premier League for a long time. Because those two are on some level similar but completely two different opposite type of players. And that is a very big worry if it happens. If it happens, it's a big worry. Big up coach in the chat, big up. So Arsenal have been offered a chance to sign Randal Colomwani from PSG. Oh, just no. Why would you put that into the universe? I don't want Colomwani near this club. Because he is basically a younger... Well, how old is Colomwani, by the way? Just that. Colomwani is 25. How old is Nketiah? Nketiah is also 25. So he's basically a French Nketiah. Let's be real. He has, in 7 games, he has 2 goals for PSG. In Champions League, 3 games, no goals. He, you could argue, cost France the World Cup when he missed those 2 one-on-ones. And Emi Martinez made insane saves. 70 million as well. Mind you, 70 million for that Bombaclat. No thanks. For French heading Nketiah, I don't want that. Don't want that near. Don't want it near. Yeah, it sounds like a typical Arsenal move, I'm not gonna lie. But if you are willing to pay 70 million, for example, right, 60 million pounds, right? I rather get Gyökeres then. 4 years younger with more potential. Go get, what's the other one? John Duran. Oh no, he would be more expensive. But then at maybe 10 million, 15 million on top, get Gyökeres if he's available. Why would you get basically a slight improvement of Maroun Chamakh? Why would you do that? Why would you get a French Maroun Chamakh? Or French Edin Nketiah? Why would you get that? Because he's gonna miss quite a bit of chances. He's on the same... Well, I don't want to say this, but he's on somewhat par level finishing like Kai Havertz. He cannot finish on consistent basis. He has missed insane amounts of chances and everything. And even to think that PSG paid 95 million euros for that Bombaclat. 95 million euros. Are you dumb? I wouldn't pay 40 for him. 20, yes, okay, cool. 70, are you mad? I much rather for those 70 million go sign Eze, Kudus, who else is there we could sign that covers Saka and Odegaard at the same time? There are quite a bit of those you could sign for the same money. And why would PSG offer him to us then? They know. Exactly, we beat PSG just 2-0. He didn't. Did he even play? I don't remember. I think he came on as a sub, maybe. I didn't even pay attention. That's how memorable his performance was. I don't even recall him playing. That's how, yeah. Exactly, Kudus. I would assume Kudus would be about 60 million now. Maybe 70 million. Okay, cool. But he can play right wing, he can play number 10. We saw that at Ajax where he was balling. We have seen it at West Ham. He's arguably their best player together with Paqueta, maybe. And Bowen, obviously, but Kudus, yeah? He can play in multiple positions. He can play cover for both of the players. He's quick, technical, a very good shot on him. He's very decent with finishing, has a good long shot, which, to be honest, when we speak about Arsenal means nothing since we don't shoot from long range almost whatsoever. It's actually kind of wild. Paqueta is... That's debatable. For me, Paqueta is actually very decent. It's just the fact that he plays for West Ham and West Ham haven't made him look good. For me, that is the case, in a way. I don't want him at Arsenal. Let's be real. I don't want Paqueta at Arsenal, nowhere near Arsenal. Obviously, when he was at Lyon, it was a different story. I think then it could be a bit different for Arsenal, of course. But at the moment, I don't want him near. With all the gambling thing that's going on there, I don't want him near Arsenal. Exactly. Kudus would be phenomenal at Arsenal, in my opinion. Look at that Rafinha this season. I was begging for him. The thing is, Rafinha, I think he's playing mostly so good because of Hansi Flick. Because Flick, if you let's just say how if you compare how most of the players have played under Flick and under Xavi, right? Lewandowski genuinely looked like a 80-year-old grandpa under Xavi. Under Flick, right? Lewandowski looks like he's in his prime at the moment, scoring goals left, right, and center, destroying everyone, hat tricks, double goals, and everything. He's making out of this world. Same goes for Rafinha. Under Xavi, he was decent, I'll admit that, but he was looking very washed at times. At the same time, he was one of their best players. Under Hansi Flick, right? He looks like he's one of their best players in the league at the moment. Obviously, Barcelona are destroying everyone, even Bayern Munich. That is also, it all depends on coaching style, on how to get best out of players. And Hansi Flick is a proven winner. He knows how to get the best out of certain players, certain individuals, how to highlight their strengths and mask their weaknesses with other players surrounding him. And I think that's why also Lewandowski looks fantastic. Rafinha looks fantastic. It's like they have rejuvenated their careers in a way. Even though Rafinha has still a long time ahead of him, I would say about 5-6 years. I would say like that. Rafinha, how old is he? 28? 27, yeah. He has 5-6 years easily in front of him. He has good shot. He's technically good. Very big, strong left foot as well. So definitely that could be the case. Wait, let's look at Rafinha, by the way. Rafinha, let's see how he's doing this season for Barcelona. In the Champions League, 3 games, 4 goals, 1 assist. In La Liga, 10 games, 5 goals, 7 assists. And mind you, most of these assists have been to Lewandowski as well. If you look at Lewandowski, how he's doing this season, right? Champions League, 3 games, 3 goals. La Liga, 10 games, 12 goals, 2 assists. He's basically he's playing the same, he's scoring the goals and assists like Gyökeres at the moment, because Gyökeres is something very similar, I think, in a Portuguese league. Where is he? Gyökeres, Portuguese league, right? 8 games, 11 goals, 1 assist, so he's on the same par pretty much. So Lewandowski, and it's solely because of Hansi Flick, in my opinion. Solely because of Hansi Flick, why they're doing this good. No more one Isak anymore. He's playing horrible. That's the thing. Look at this though. I like this tweet. Where is it? According to Craig Hope, and that's only Arsenal fans are doing all the time. They're hoping, by the way. And contract talks have ceased between Newcastle and Alexander Isak. If Newcastle fail to get Champions League, Isak will seek a move, and Arsenal have declared an interest. So it's very, very interesting all of a sudden. You lose money, you are not doing that well, some players are wanting away. And this is something that's scaring me about Arsenal. This is something that is scaring me about Arsenal as well. Because we are qualifying for Champions League and stuff like that. But we are in a position where we should be winning some trophies and stuff like that. And at some point, this statement that reads, if Newcastle failed to get Champions League football, right? It could read, if Arsenal failed to win title and trophies, and instead of Isak, you can put, I don't know, Saka, Saliba, Gabriel, and other players will seek a move somewhere else. That is also a big possibility at some point. That is also what is scaring me quite a bit. Would you take Neymar for X Factor off the bench? No. For the sole reason that he's too injury prone. We have enough of those in our club. We have genuinely about 5-6 injury prone players. That are some of our main players, by the way. And I would love Neymar at Arsenal. But due to the fact that how injury prone he is, it's similar like Santi Cazorla basically. He would have about 5-6 brilliant games, and then he would be out for half a year. It would be something of that type of level, I think. Burnley Munich, 100%. We need some stardust. Would you take Pogba along with Neymar on someone, dog? If we had to get a project striker, I get Ipswich striker Delap formals. No City stuff anymore, please. Pace, power, aerial ability, and clinical. I think the lap would be hell expensive. Genuinely, the lap would be hell expensive. How much did they pay for him? Liam Delap. First of all, he's English, right? Yeah, he's English. So English tax in Premier League already through the roof. They paid 20 million for him. At the moment at Ipswich, he has 4 goals in 8 games, which means if he keeps something even this up, times that by 4, he will get double-digit goals. Which means Arsenal, if they want to sell him, would have to pay about 50 to 70 million for him. Genuinely, I believe so. Just because they just signed him, they have to buy out the contract and everything. That's at least how I feel. Big up Pepper in the chat. Big up my guy. Big up. Now back to this one. Neymar I wouldn't say, because that would be Santi Cazorla type of situation where he would play few games, do brilliantly, and then he would be injured for half a year, right? Isak is potentially on the cards. Bakary Sanya spoke today and said, I would love to see him join Arsenal. It would be great. Arsenal have a young, fresh team, and see him performing in an Arsenal shirt. He will get love from their fans. How about he would win them some games? He will get love for the fans. That is a big thing. I'm not gonna lie. I would take Pogba at Arsenal. But there is a massive big asterisk. Because at the moment, he hasn't played for years and we don't know what we're getting. If we would sign him, that would be basically, we would be buying cat in a bag type of situation. So, if he would agree to play, for example, for like 70 to 80 grand a week, for example, right? Because it's Pogba, you have to play also for the name, for the brand of some level, right? 70 to 80 grand a week. And that could get increased to like 150 if he, in the first season or whatever, he actually performs like the Pogba of the olden days, let's just say, something similar like that. And he plays and he actually does well, he helps the team and everything. I wouldn't be against that. In midfield, he actually would be great in my opinion. He would be a great creative 8. Next to, for example, Declan Rice or Partey at 6, he actually would be fantastic. Because one of my favorite midfields I've seen in recent years was Pogba and Kante in the midfield. One was complete game stopper in Kante, a little pit bull that takes tackles, dispossesses opponents, and then Kante passes to Pogba, and Pogba either carries the ball himself, which I think we really miss in the midfield, from number 8 midfield spot, a ball carrier like Emil Smith-Rowe used to do, and at the same time, what Ranieri can do, but obviously Arteta just doesn't play in Ranieri for some weird goddamn reason. He can distribute the ball, he has great passing range, he has very good passing, and he has a very good shot on him. Plus he's 6'4", 6'3", I think 6'3". He would be very good in midfield for aerial battles, on corners, set pieces, basically dead ball situations, and he actually would be a physicality in the midfield, which again I still believe we are lacking a bit. So in that instance, he actually would be a very decent player in my opinion. The question is if we would sign him for how much? Because he's free, there would be agency fees, he can ask for certain amounts and everything, obviously within the reason. It all depends on what type of money and everything. But overall, I wouldn't be against Pogba in Arsenal if we look at the overall things. Maybe not as a starter, at least in the beginning, unless he proves us wrong. But from the bench, rotation and everything, experience and stuff like that, I would take him. I would take him. Genuinely, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would take him. Yes, people will say he's old, he hasn't played for insane amount of years. At the same time, it's not that bad. How old is Paul Pogba, by the way? 31. So definitely there would be about, what? We could get good 2-3 years out of him. Especially if we sign him on a free. Wouldn't be the worst situation in my opinion. Wouldn't be the worst situation in that regard. Timber didn't play for a year and still good. Plus Pogba has a point proved against Sterling. Said you about see the best means in the signing. Wait. But then again, Sterling said you about to see you the best of mine in the signing. Look how that's going with him. He cannot lace even anyone's boots properly. He runs like a T-Rex, no physicality, does nothing for Arsenal so far. And that is for me also a big thing. Jesus and Vanjeri, Sterling have started a few games. You want to tell me that Vanjeri couldn't have done more than they both did in the time they played? Because so far, when Vanjeri has played, even off the bench, in the small amount of time he has played, he has done more than both of those players combined in all the games they have played this season. Isn't that telling something? Is the Barcola hype? I think he's Barcola. There is a player there. He's decent, but I think he is a bit overhyped. Not a bit. There is a decent amount he's being overhyped because again, it's first of all it's Ligue 1, it's French league. We all saw how Mbappe to Real Madrid is going, so it's Ligue 1. He's one of their best guys. As good as he is, he has also quite a bit of weaknesses. He is more exciting Martinelli at the moment. He has better finishing in a way, although overall I wouldn't say so. He has better skills and dribbling, he has decent pace, he likes to press, but I think he's a bit overhyped overall. I think he needs to do more and prove himself a bit more to kind of live up to the hype he's actually being put up to. Yeah, Pogba could be that. I think Jorginho, this will be a very controversial potential saying, but we all know that Jack Wilshere is going to Norwich, and Jorginho at the same time at the moment, well, he's at Arsenal, he's studying to be a coach, he's getting his badges and everything. I think that next year, after his contract runs out, he might take over Jack Wilshere's role as the under 18, under 21, some of the under 20 coach. He could become that player, that person. I think there could be something to it. Because I think the thought was El Neni, but that fell through quite massively, let's be real. Now Wilshere is going to Norwich, and I think Jorginho could be the guy who takes over. I think that looking long term, and even short term, I think for next season, Jorginho might be the guy. I think it's the perfect opportunity. Zidane also started like that with Real Madrid Castilla, and that went well. So we'll see how that goes, but I generally believe Jorginho has the brain, the ideas, the footballing IQ to be a very good coach. And I think starting with Arsenal's under team, it actually could be quite good for him. I think that could be the case, that he takes it over next season. When is the Robo Liverpool 11 stream? You mean combined 11 stream and stuff like that? We play on Sunday. Preview is gonna be on Saturday. It will be Friday, so tomorrow, or Saturday, together with a game preview. I think it will be tomorrow. It could be Liverpool-Arsenal combined, something like that. We could look at the teams and everything, but the big preview is gonna be on Saturday. Oh, preferred lineup? Saturday. When we're gonna do the preview for Arsenal versus... Although, wait, Saturday. I'm going out with family on Saturday. No, Friday, tomorrow. Tomorrow. Liverpool preview is gonna be tomorrow. Because at the moment, I don't know what's gonna happen on Saturday. Because Halloween is coming up, and there is like a Halloween-themed, scary... whole island, by the way, built out about an hour from where I live, and I want to go there with my kids and everything, so I might go do that, and so it definitely might most likely will be on Friday. Inter got Thuram on a free. To be honest, at the time when they got Thuram, I didn't want Thuram. This sounds very bad, but at the time when he went from Borussia Mönchengladbach for free to Inter, I thought that he was a bit overhyped. There was player there, he was scoring goals and everything, but to play for Arsenal, there was something missing. Although at the time when he went, right, Arsenal were not, let's be real, the Arsenal, right? I thought he wasn't the one. At the moment, though, how he's playing for Inter, based on what strikers we have at the moment, the way he's playing, obviously he's not the best of the best. He still misses quite a bit of chances at times. He's very questionable at times, but still, he is a massive bulldozer up front, and the partnership with him and Lautaro is quite amazing, to be honest. even though Lautaro cannot score to save his life at times, I would take him. At the moment, the way Arsenal play, a player which we need in the box, which you cannot bully, but a striker that bullies you defensively, I would take Thuram at Arsenal. Definitely. No. Leao, no. Nowhere near Arsenal whatsoever. Please no. Genuinely, please no. For me, no. No thanks. I rather sign Kudus and Eze for that money than get one Leao. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yo, Saliba is not available, right? Saliba is not available. We look at that. Exactly, Nathan as well. No to Leao. For the Leao money, which would cost around 120 million, I would assume, if not more, you can buy Eze, you can buy Kudus, and you can buy... Imagine, Sesko, to be honest, 120 million, that's Kudus plus Gyökeres. You can sign those two. You could sign those two. Iñaki, to be honest, Iñaki Williams as well is a... Yeah. Nico Williams for the left side. Should work. Could work at Arsenal. I don't say should, but could work. Depends. Because Arteta has tried to replace Martinelli for about 3 years now. Hasn't succeeded, like, properly still. He has tried, but hasn't succeeded. So it will be very, very interesting. Takefusa Kubo or Mbeumo. I would take Mbeumo for right wing spot / that, I don't know, false 9 maybe, how he plays that secondary striker role, as we tend to sometimes play 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1. I would take Mbeumo definitely. He would be very expensive, but I would 100% take him. There's no good left wing options, only Williams and Gordon for me. Well, we had a chance to sign Pedro Neto, that's out the window. So Gordon would be about 160-70 million. Left wing options. I'm just generally running through my mind. Kvaratskhelia is a massive hit or miss. That's a big question mark. Plus 100+ million since it's Napoli. No, thank you. Nico Williams actually could be the only available proper option. Obviously, Gordon could be there. I'm just thinking now on top of my head. Is there actually... I would take Baena. He plays left mid though. Left center mid, left mid for Villarreal. I would take Baena, kinda. The thing is though, I read today that Man City are looking at Baena as KDB replacement. Who knew? Who knew that Baena can play football and City are looking at him? So again, Manchester City looking at some players. So that's a weird one, but yeah, that could be left wing, left mid spot is very, very questionable at the moment. There are quite a bit of those, isn't there? There aren't wing backs as well, right backs / left backs. There are maybe like 4 that are, well, top tier, and rest of them are genuinely like a massive drop down there. There aren't that many that are insane. Like, certain positions are very, very thin on good talent at the moment. Very thin. Would Quaradona even leave for us? Depends. It all depends. I think. Given that they signed Kvaratskhelia for about genuinely a bag of peanuts, there could be a point where Napoli owner just wants the bag. There could be that. Anyways, if we swiftly move on, there's another person is leaving Arsenal. By the way, Arsenal senior masseuse and therapist Anthony Stewart has left the club to join Qatar Football Association. Hello. Stewart was part of the club for 7 years and part of Mikel Arteta's support staff. So, best of luck to him. Let's see what's gonna happen next. According to Sam Mogbell, Charles Watts, sorry, not Sam Mogbell, Charles Watts. Kappa Watts is speaking again. Kappa Watts. Arsenal maintain hope that both Bukayo Saka and Jurrien Timber could be available to face Liverpool. The club will give Saka as much time as possible to prove his fitness, so that means he is nearly there. If they're gonna give him as much time, so he's nearly there. Timber will be a late decision, which means he is a bit further or in the development process of coming back than Bukayo Saka. The question is, could that happen? Could that be the case in that regard? Could that be good? Could that be bad? Kappa Watts, exactly. Sam Lino from Atletico. Wait. I need to check then something. Wait. Because I have this sneaky feeling. Wait, yesterday's. Oh, halftime 0-0. Yo, Frankfurt still drawing to RFS. That's actually kind of mad. Nice are losing to Ferencvaros. What's the lineup? Oh, my nation, my man is playing. Anyways, I wanted to check yesterday. Yeah, Lille beat Atletico Madrid. That is kind of nuts. Yeah. Galaga. That's actually quite interesting. They didn't play Souza? They played Lino. Yeah, the Luna Dias Lino, they played him. Lino could be a question, but I'm not sure as well. The next big thing is looking like to be Zhegrova, by the way, from Lille as a right wing option. Can he play left wing? I have no idea, by the way, but could be. I'm worried about White at center back for Liverpool. It all depends who is available. Because for me, in this case, the way I'm looking at this, Arsenal could play 3 at the back. Could be a bit park the bus type of situation, but needs must type of thing as well. At the same time, if you don't want to change the system, I think quite a bit of it all depends if Timber is available. Because at the moment, if Timber is not available, it is very, very ropey for us defensively. Because if you even... I think there could be a rogue option where we play Declan Rice at center back. There could be something like that happening as well. Because at the moment, if we don't, we have to choose between Zinchenko, Skelly, and Kivior as the left backs, if we play White at center back, and then we have to play Partey at right back. That is the thing. Unless we play Kivior at center back, then we play White at right back, and then we can again have to choose between Skelly and Zinchenko at left back. Which again is a lose-lose in every situation. Exactly, you might see Skelly, Gabriel, White and Partey. Exactly, that is the big thing. Our defense at the moment is hella drained. That the position where in the beginning of the season I was the most confident in because of the depth. We have 7 injuries in the team. Or suspensions, right? And 5 of them are defenders. And all of them are wingbacks. That's how wild it is. Atletico losing their air of invincibility at the Metropolitano. To be honest, they have been losing on quite semi-consistent... They have been losing quite a bit recently, haven't they? I think. They haven't been that convincing. They drew to Real Sociedad. They lost to Benfica 4-0. Obviously, Madrid Derby 1-1. They drew to Rayo. It's very ropey for them at the moment. They drew to Espanyol at home, by the way. It's very ropey for them on certain level. It is very, very ropey for them. It will be very interesting how they fare against PSG. It will be very, very interesting to see. But yeah, the defensive line at the moment for Arsenal is looking very, very sketchy. Very sketchy. Unless Arteta decides to go with 3 at the back, maybe Gabriel, White, and what's its face? What's that? Yeah. If Kala is not available, start Skelly. Skelly against Salah. You remember what happened in pre-season? There was no Skelly, no Zinchenko. Nobody could have stopped him. Balls over the top, one-on-ones. It's a very, very bad situation for Arsenal. Maybe 3 at the back. Maybe that could work, but who knows? Who genuinely knows what Arteta will do? Because for me at the moment, there is a possibility, as I said, we play Rice at center back. There could be something to it. There could be, if everything falls flat. Betis away for Atletico this weekend, tough place to go. Yeah, Real Betis will be very, very rough. By the way, Calafiori is not gonna play, because the latest update for Calafiori as well is the fact that it's nothing serious, but he's expected to be back by mid-November, so in a month. Which means he will miss quite a bit of games, which is genuinely not that good. Calafiorians. If right center back, who in the midfield? Partey stands to reason. I would assume Arteta will play his stun double in Mikel Merino in the midfield. With the press that Liverpool will be using, Merino's lack of legs will just be muy bien. Merino in the midfield, and I don't even know. Calatorni. Basically, Calatorni. It's not, his knees are giving out left, right, and center. I'm not gonna lie. His knees are made of plastic. Genuinely. I don't know, out of matches maybe. Thin wood and everything. Pause. So it is very, very, very rough in that regard. Sorry, had to refresh. Moving swiftly on. This is the biggest issue for me as well today. Partey, Merino, and Havertz midfield. That could be the case. That could be the case. If Partey plays at center back. Not Partey, Rice plays at center back, sorry. That could be the case. I don't want it, but could push comes to shove, that could be the case. We're gonna do the Liverpool Arsenal preview tomorrow, so we're gonna look a bit deeper into that, definitely. So that will be kind of nuts. Apparently today, Norway manager Stel Solbakken, already sounds sus, says there are plans to call up Martin Odegaard next month for Norway. Obviously, mid-November there is another international break. The last one this year, relax your trousers and everything, but there is still one to go. Before next year's, of course, when it kicks on early. Everything indicates that things are going according to plan, so it's about the last steps. It depends on how he responds to that, but we have a legitimate hope that he is ready. So basically what this means, if Odegaard comes back for Arsenal at any given time before next international break and manages to play a game or two, manages to build up some fitness, Norway will be calling him up. And that is something I don't want to see. Give this guy a chance to recover fully. Why do you need him? I know it's... Wait, who do Norway even play? Wait. Nations League fixtures. November, right? Yeah, match day, November 14th and stuff like that. Norway play against Slovenia, so Haaland versus Sesko. That's the one. And which is the other game for Norway? Norway is gonna play against, if we could find this, would be kind of nice. That's it? They're playing against nobody? Why am I missing this? Serbia, Denmark, Luxembourg, Belarus, Lithuania, Slovenia, okay. They're playing against Slovenia, right? Standings. 4 games, they have to play one more game. They're gonna play against Slovenia. Who's the other game? Kazakhstan or what? I'm blanking on this. I'm very, very sorry that it looks very scuffed. By the way, if you're new around here, don't forget subscribe, smash thumbs up, get live interactive in the chat and all those good things. They're playing against Slovenia. Okay, we figured that one out. Serbia, Estonia, Andorra versus Moldova. 2 very similar flags, by the way. Turkey, Slovakia, Bosnia, Norway, Armenia, Austria, Slovenia, Greece, England. Norway playing against Kazakhstan at home. So you need Odegaard to play against Kazakhstan and play Slovenia. Yeah, they just played... Exactly, that's the thing. Norway just played Slovenia. That's the thing. In the previous round, didn't they just play Kazakhstan and Slovenia and now they're playing them once again? Isn't that the case? Oh, no, they played Austria. Norway. More matches. Here we go. Yeah, you see, Norway played against Kazakhstan in September. Basically, it's the end of Nations League group tournament. And they just played Slovenia. They won 3-0 at home. Now they're gonna go to Slovenia and try and beat them there as well. And after that, they're gonna play against Kazakhstan. The big question is though, Norway are... Yo, this is a 3-horse race. No wonder they want Odegaard back. Because if they want to finish first, push comes to shove, they need to win both of the games, don't they? No wonder they want Odegaard back. Obviously, Kazakhstan at home should be a win either way. The Slovenia away game is the big issue. That's why this bastard wants Odegaard called up. He wants him to help them. Obviously, I get that. Nation's pride and everything, play for your country and all that stuff. But this is a 3-horse race for the first spot. So also, I think promotion to Group League A or something like that. I don't know how that works. Nations League is a bit of a yikes one for me. But anyways, they're going to play Slovenia away. If Slovenia wins, Norway instantly fall out. And Kazakhstan at home. So basically, what Norway is doing, they need players. They need their best players to try and win it all. That kind of explains a lot, doesn't it? That explains quite a bit, in my opinion, why they're doing this and how they're doing this. Now I kind of get it. Now I legit kind of get it. But at the same time, I don't want them to call up Odegaard to Norway's national team whatsoever. Because bigger chances than not, it will do more harm than good. And I'm not only speaking about Odegaard, I'm speaking in general. It's gonna be issue for Arsenal, it's gonna be issue for Norway, especially if he gets injured once again. It's gonna be an issue for Odegaard, and who knows if he gets the same injury once again if he's not fully recovered. So they should maybe not do this, but I kind of get the reasonings behind it why. That for me at the moment is the big question mark. Because at the moment indications are that Odegaard will be back before the next international break. And if he is back before the next international break, bigger chances than not he will be called up. Whether it's gonna be accepted or not remains to be seen. Tuchel definitely playing Saka full 90s. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'm not too sure. Tuchel knows how to do things. He actually could do without Saka, potentially. He has coached Palmer. He knows how to deal with that. He definitely would know how to coach Palmer. I think it was last year, right? Or am I tripping? Or was it before? I think it was before, never mind. Madueke and everyone, I don't think he's gonna use him, especially with injuries. Although, who are England playing, by the way? Who are England playing? England Nations League. Who are England playing? They're playing against Greece away, who they just lost to at home, which was embarrassing to say the least. Let's be real. And then they are playing against Ireland at home. Should be a win no matter what, let's be real. That Greece away game will be very, very interesting. But to be honest, bottom line is, you shouldn't be reliant solely on Saka to beat Greece and to beat Ireland. Let's be real. At the same time, Saka, you may slate Arsenal as much as you want. You may slate Saka at Arsenal as much as you want. Tell him that he's not good enough. He hasn't won anything. How can you call him world class? But if you look overall, arguably he is one of the most consistent performers for England in the recent times. One of the most consistent. He usually is one of those who actually steps up for national team when they need him. He's not afraid of a challenge. He's not afraid of the big pressure moments, obviously with the missed penalty, then again after scoring that penalty and everything. He's not afraid of it. And he's a fighter. He's most likely will play. If he is fit enough and properly ready, he will play. Maybe it will be some restricted minutes to a certain level. Not sure, but I think there could be something to it that he will play as well. And that is, again, not that great. I think quite a bit of our players will go. Everyone is crap for England. Well, overall, everyone, yeah. But there are some best of the worst bunch, if that makes sense at many times. And Saka usually is one of the best of the worst and from everyone, basically. He's usually one of those who is actually decent, in my opinion. No bias, no Arsenal bias here, by the way. I'm just speaking of what I have seen. He looked even one of the best players when he played left back for England in Euros at times. Let's be real. But yeah, it's not looking too great for Arsenal in that regard. Anything else for Arsenal? Any other news for Arsenal? Don't care. Arsenal's win record with and without William Saliba in the starting lineup. Arsenal with Saliba. Goals conceded 0.8. Win rate 74%. Without Saliba, holy crap. Win rate 45 bloody percent. 1.6 goals conceded. So without Saliba, our win rate nearly halves, and we concede pretty much twice as much goals. Yeah, that is actually not a very encouraging stat before we face Liverpool, is it though? Not that very, very encouraging. Yeah, obviously confirmed that Calafiori has an ACM, mild damage to his MCL. He will be out for a few weeks and is expected to be back for the mid-November. Is Jota out? Nunez starts? I actually don't know. Let's see. Diogo Jota. Arne Slot provide... No. Diogo Jota. Bukayo Saka, Liverpool Magazine, 12 players. He's still under the question by the looks of things. He still could miss, but actually might not. Injury news: Liverpool as they face crucial match against Arsenal. Diogo Jota rib injury update is pending, so he's still a 50-50 basically whether he's gonna play or not. He's still unknown. Obviously, Alisson is out. Chiesa, who knows? Bradley, who knows? But yeah, looks like Jota is still under the question. Nobody still knows properly whether he's gonna be ready or not. In a way, I hope he is, because if we beat them, it looks better. I hope he is not, because Diogo Jota pretty much is like Bobby Firmino. He always goddamn scores against Arsenal. Always, and that is also very, very hella annoying to say the least. Some other news. According to Sam Mogbil, Arsenal complied the video package to support their possible appeal against William Saliba's sending off against Bournemouth on Saturday. It's understood Arsenal analysts put together a video montage of similar decisions that were not deemed red card offences in preparation of an anticipated appeal against the sending off. Eventually, however, the club decided against submitting an official appeal. Sources claim that appealing Saliba's red card was never a realistic consideration for Arsenal given the likelihood of it falling. So what was the point in putting together a video montage and everything if the club decided against it and sources claim that appealing was never a realistic consideration? So why the hell then you did spend your time, your resources and everything to actually get a montage going? If you knew that it's never gonna be a proper thing, you're never gonna appeal the thing. Like, what are we doing? Like, is it just me where it doesn't add up, or am I just being dumb? Or did they pile it and then they decided not to do it? Because for me, this sounds like they did all the work, they compiled as much as they can, they did everything to prove that it shouldn't be a red card to appeal it, and then somehow they decided not to. It says that it never was a consideration, but yet they decided to do it anyway. How does that even work? Like, seriously, how does that bloody even work? Like, for me, it makes no sense. Let's be real. Did you see Arteta comments on subbing White off versus Shakhtar? Because exactly, I think Arteta is also scared. I think he has lost a bit of confidence or belief in the team, maybe. Because he doesn't trust them to be level-headed in a way. Because getting 3 red cards in 8 games in Premier League, it's not anymore a matter of just a situation when you get a red card. You're having like a madman in your team like Pepe or something from Real Madrid days who just 2-foot someone and you instantly get sent off. We got red cards out of our own sheer stupidity. With doing things that should not be done on the pitch, or things that could have and should have been avoided. Because we got a red card against Man City, that was Trossard being just an idiot. Against Brighton, Rice was an idiot. Against obviously against Bournemouth when Saliba got the red card. It was basically he had a head loss. It was a bozo moment because he easily could have caught him up. Let's be real. Evan Nilsson is not that fast, and especially with the ball, Saliba could have caught him. It was in the center circle, so he had time. Evan Nilsson could have taken a heavy touch, so Raya could have rushed him. There were quite a bit of things that could have happened that would go our way. On top of that, even if they managed to score, we still have 11 men and more than half a game to go to score those two goals and win the game. Like that red card again, that third red card in 8 games also was an unnecessary thing that happened. It was our own sheer stupidity. And the fact that Arteta now took off Ben White just because of that is really also concerning, because either he doesn't believe the team can keep a level mind, or he basically told the team in second half just to try and keep the ball and not go for it. Because if we were going forward, then I would be more worried about Ben White getting the second yellow, because it would be a counter. But since in the second half we, in a way, did nothing, arguably, and they had quite a bit of possession, they tried to press us, they attacked us, they crossed and everything, it is a bit weird. It is a weird. The pressure is the pressure is getting to the players, and it's a reoccurring theme every season. It's a reoccurring theme every single season. As soon as the pressure gets to them, they fold like a piece of paper under pressure instantly. Instantly. Happened 4 years ago when we should have finished 4th, but we finished 5th behind Spurs. We should have gone like 2 or 3 points out of 5 games, and we did nothing of that. When we had 8 points ahead, obviously Saliba's injury affected us and everything, but again, should have potentially gotten the job done, especially with the form that Trossard was on, everything. Last season we finished 2nd, again our own time when pressure got to us. We got done over. We went 1-7 in December. We dropped 2 games, and the pressure got us. We couldn't turn things around. And then when it was the most pressure against Aston Villa at home, for some weird goddamn reason, Arteta decides to play Havertz in the midfield, which we all know is never gonna work. And now again, going starts to get tough, and we have instant head loss. Many times. It's not the first thing. Not the first time. And all of those red cards are our own stupidity. Unnecessary yellows, unnecessary reds. It's because of the new playstyle, if you don't win, just don't lose mentality, basically. To be honest, I would accept all these red cards if it was like last man challenge where near the box you just 2-foot someone. Like so he doesn't get a chance to shoot. If it was like a Pepe Sergio Ramos moment when they just take someone, wipe someone out fully, or something like that, or you defend your player because he got 2-footed and you generally just almost smash someone in the face, it feels like. Pause. I would get that if it was a proper defensive action and everything. But all of them were just head loss and just not being aware of anything. Because Trossard got the yellow card, then he decides to kick the ball away, instantly a yellow. Declan Rice, he's on a yellow. Why the hell are you missing? You just can turn around, go away, and you're good. No, he decides to kick the ball away. Then he tries to do these dark arts and cheeky things, and he gets caught out. If you are willing to support our players doing these dark arts, which is actually cool because everyone does it, let's be real, then you have to also call out the stupidity of the players when they do it wrong and they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar, pretty much. How can you sit there with the cookie crumbs on your face and tell everyone that you didn't eat the cookie? Like, seriously, how can you do that? Because that's what all it is. There's no accountability. As when we get away with it, it's all cool, it's incredible, we are fantastic. When we do it and we get caught, oh, the referees are bad. Oh, it's VAR. Oh, it's a conspiracy. Nobody likes us. How about you call out the player for doing that stupid thing which he should not have done? Like, seriously. How about doing that for a change? Also, what's up with Jesus being... Yeah, I don't know. That captaincy is flying around. I like local girls in a small village, basically. Genuinely, it just gets shared around like I don't know what. Because obviously Odegaard is captain, he's injured. Saka was the captain, he's injured. So how comes after that, at random occasions, Gabriel is the captain, then Jesus is the captain, then someone else is the captain? Don't we have like the third captain? Because Jorginho, I think, is one of the captains, but he doesn't play on a consistent basis. How comes we are just basically sharing it around to whoever. Because to Jesus to be a captain, he has to earn it. But has he done enough, in my eyes, to deserve the captaincy? Obviously, I don't know what's going off the pitch, what Jesus does. But on the pitch at the moment, he's done fuck all, pretty much. So, in my opinion, he shouldn't be the captain. Give it to Gabriel. Gabriel played, why not him being the captain? Why not give him the captaincy, for example? For me, I'm a bit of old school guy. For example, I much more prefer that captain in my team is a CDM holding 6 or a center back. A guy who oversees the whole pitch and is control of the defense, basically. Is that guy. Because the most of the time when I look at captains, it's either Sergio Ramos, Pepe, Maldini, Baresi, Patrick Vieira. Okay, Manuel Neuer, Iker Casillas, goalkeepers. But for me, a guy who can oversee everything. Who can lead the line in a way that nobody else can. For me, I don't know. If I might be too old school in that regard. But for me, definitely, the holding midfielder or a center back should be a captain. Because he sees the whole pitch, whether you want it or not. He sees the whole picture overall. Because goalkeeper as well, in a way, sees it and everything. If you have leadership qualities, all cool. But if, for example, your striker is your captain, right? His face most of the time is towards opponent's goal. He doesn't see what's happening behind him. He cannot maybe pull the team together and say maybe close up together. But if you're a number 6 or a center back, you can see the team is coming and you are a bit too wide and you can yell at your players to maybe get tighter together, do something different, maybe switch around, maybe cover certain aspect. I might be a bit too old school for this, but it is what it is, I guess. Give it to Rice or Gabriel. Yeah, give it to Gabriel for me. Give it to Gabriel. Why not? Terry as a captain. Yeah, John Terry as well. For me, I don't know. It might be a weird thing, but I guess it is what it is. I think it's everyone's shared preference whether he wants to see someone as a captain or not. Anything else, to be honest? Anything else on Arsenal? Anything else? Oh my god, don't want to see that. What? Breaking. James King, a former Arsenal executive, is set to return to the club as a director of football operations. King left in 2022, but is now set to return to take up the position left by Richard Garlick, according to David Ornstein. So why did he leave for 2 years? What was he doing those 2 years? What was the reasoning? Why did he got sacked for 2 years? Other part is, I don't want to be too judgmental, but that face doesn't strike me with confidence whatsoever that he will get the job done no matter what. He doesn't fill me with confidence that he will be director of football operations and he will get the job done. He looks a bit like Nemo, by the way. Just saying, but I'm gonna move on before I get cancelled or something. Can he play striker? Wouldn't be nice, wouldn't it? We can play Win the Dog at striker, by the way. Maybe he can score some goals. Have you seen all the movies? Buddy plays volleyball, Buddy plays football, Buddy plays rugby and all that stuff. Maybe he could be one of those. You know, Buddy is also golden retriever and everything. Maybe he can play striker and score some goals. Imagine him trying a rainbow flick or something. Or shooting from outside the box. But yeah. It's very interesting today. Very interesting news on Arsenal. Anything else on Arsenal today? New director of operations. Arsenal scouted midfield talent last night. What the hell is this? Arsenal scouted Roy Keane-esque. This is a new one for me. Roy Keane-esque. Midfield talent last night. He wanted by all Europe's top clubs. Who is that? Oh, it's that guy. Yeah. What's his face? Yeah, Chris Rigg. Yeah. Chris Rigg. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. A T-Rex, donkey, a retriever, isn't it? Pretty much, yeah. Donkey, a T-Rex. Yeah. Retriever. It's nuts. It's nuts, isn't it? It's nuts. To be honest, like, what did you expect? We have a Bolivian or Guatemalan striker up front who can play also right wing and cannot finish in Jesus as well. So we have very exotic attack. Let's just say that. It has an aura. Or fauna. Or it's just a sauna. Who knows? The Manchester City reality that Arsenal need to match. Oh, by the way, this is what I wanted to talk about. Don't care that I spelled it wrong. Shut up. More matches. Okay. Here we go. Premier League table. Right? Let's have a quick look-see, which I wanted to touch upon. Pause for a brief second. So, Liverpool are first, right, with 21 points. City second with 20. Arsenal are third with 17. Villa with 17 fourth, only on goal difference. Brighton 15. Chelsea 14. Now let that sink in, right? Chelsea are in the 6th place. This is the... Whoa. Chelsea are in the 6th place, right? Now, if we lose to Liverpool, right? If we lose to Liverpool, not only Liverpool will go 7 points clear of us, there's a possibility that Brighton, Villa, and Chelsea might win. Which means we could instantly drop down to 6th place within one game at the end of this next weekend. That small of a margin at the moment there is. Obviously, it's only the 9th game of the season. If once we play that, it will be pretty much a core way through only. Yet at the same time, it's already a bit iffy. We would be 7 points behind Liverpool. We would be most likely... City's playing Southampton, so they will bear them, of course. So we would be, 6 points behind City. And if Villa win, Brighton win and Chelsea win and we lose, we are instantly dropping down to 6th place. Which already spells trouble long term. We would be, if Spurs win, for example, 1 point behind Spurs only. 1 point ahead, sorry. It is very worrying at the moment where we are. Especially, it's not just due to injuries. People like to say, oh, it's because of injuries, Saka, Odegaard, blah, blah, blah. But it's also the performances. So far, besides, I would say, PSG game and partially Man City game, there are no indications that we actually can do something this season. You wanna... Yo, listen. Ramsdale Worldies, have faith. They're playing at the goddamn Etihad. You really think there will be some Ramsdale Worldies at the Etihad? You really, really think so? Really? At the Etihad? So if Brighton beat Wolves, Spurs beat Palace, who are in very shambolic form. If Villa beat Bournemouth and Arsenal lose at the last game of the game week 9, we will be 6th. We will drop to 6th if Chelsea beat Newcastle, obviously. But we generally could be out of top 4 if we lose to Liverpool by the end of by the end of this week. We could be out of top 4 already, and it would be only the 9th game of the season. It's not a panic. It's not being called negative. It's just seeing what's just in front of me and just saying it as it is. If certain results fall in line and Arsenal cannot win against Liverpool at home on Sunday, we could see ourselves out of top 4 already. And it would be only 9 games into the season, which already is quite scary because then we have the rough part. We have Newcastle away. Obviously got Preston in between, but we have Newcastle away, Inter away, and then we have Chelsea away. We have very rough schedule until the next international break. 3 massive away games and Preston also away. So we play basically 4 away games after Liverpool in a row, and it could get hella ropey, and my camera has gone out of focus, good job. It could be hella ropey and hella dicey for Arsenal overall long term, which obviously is very, very, very scary in that regard. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. What's going to happen by the end of game week 9, at the end of Sunday after Arsenal-Liverpool game. We're going to see what's then. We're genuinely going to only see then. But for today, that will be it. Tomorrow, Arsenal versus Liverpool preview, starting 11 predictions, and all those discussions, so don't not miss it. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new around here, don't forget to smash thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, aiming to hit 300 subscribers by the end of the year. So leave a comment. Thank you for being live in the chat. Big up Coach, big up Pepper, big up Nathan, big up everyone. You have been phenomenal, freaking fantastic. Take care, stay safe. See you all tomorrow. Have a great Thursday evening, have a great Friday, and well, let's hope that we have as less injuries as possible for Sunday.